Your boy Terry here, surpassing Google across the internet. That's my username. And this is another video. It won't be too long. I'm going to be discussing some things that I discussed in one of my recent posts where I talked about steam. When it comes to steam, I speak of steam in terms of world adjustment. Why so? Because blockchain is a special technology. I feel very strongly that even the creators of blockchain don't know the extent of its beauty, because there has to be a revelation of this beauty by courtesy of knowledge from the notebooks. This may sound like a profound or complex statement, but it's very simple. There's an entire audience or portion of population on Earth that have the role of revealing the knowledge contained in the notebooks. Many of the books have been written. These are the books that we find in schools and make up the curriculums that shape or model the world, functionality of the world as we know it today. But I very strongly believe that over the course of time, knowledge that I refer to as knowledge from the notebooks will begin to be revealed. However, there needs to be tools to incite this occurrence, and one such tool unknown to even the creators of blockchain is blockchain technology. One thing that blockchain is that has it has a broad context is an open ledger. This is a phrase that is used in blockchain terminology to refer to like an open database, something that contains information that is more decentralized to where everyone has access. This is the edge of blockchain, as a database in comparison to a more centralized database like you'll find on Facebook, where perhaps Mark Zuckerberg has control over information that is of everyone. The reason Facebook, the likes of Google, can influence the world so much is because they have information about you that you don't know, even that you don't know of yourself, because you emit this information in the comfort of your homes. While you engage or interact on Facebook, because you're not so conscious of your environment, you emit more of your inner person in this behavior. And then Facebook and the likes of Google have processed this information and have come to know about you, even down to your response to any particular stimuli. And then they have kept this information, and the thing is that you don't know in return about Mark Zuckerberg. You don't have that information, and even if you do, you don't have control over that information. So that's the power of blockchain. It puts information for everyone in the hands of everyone. So if Mark Zuckerberg, for instance, was on Steemit, then you'll have insights even into his wallet transactions. Same information about you, same way as he has information about you, you will have about him. And then if you decide to process this information or data that is made up of excerpts of him, then perhaps you'll be able to influence him too. Perhaps you'll be able to appeal to his soft spot, to where he brings his revenue your way. These are some of the very amazing facets to blockchain as a whole, but Steem in particular. I consider Steem the face of blockchain. It's going to be. There is no doubt. Before now, this may not have been said, but right now it can be said, because the only thing that may have prevented this was Steem folding in the face of pressure, to where the vision within their dream never realizes fruition. But Steem has already done the experiments. They've faced the odds, and to a large measure, because one major thing that would have disrupted Steem's progress would have been not evolving the dream. A dream needs an evolution. It needs to be taken into levels of spanlessness, shaped, and this requires some evolution of the dream itself. We're not talking of the realization of the dream. The dream itself has to be shaped, and the early stages of an enterprise is very important, because that shapes the dream, and it takes a measure of stubbornness too. That's why I respect Steemit Inc. in their methods. Even though they have been open sourced, they have taken care to shape the dream so that it doesn't shift from its original intention. This can happen. It may not be known to the public, but I know these things because I try to build projects as well. And under pressure, your dream can take a hit and sway away from its original intention and become ordinary. Yes, Steem has had the potential of becoming an ordinary blockchain. But at this stage, I can say that Steem has the potential of entering the ranks of great. But it needs us, a certain populace of the world, that will have to use it as a tool to reveal the knowledge contained in the notebooks, knowledge that have not been written in the books. So when I mention terminologies like blockchain, open ledger, like I mentioned, these things have been written in the books, but the context not fully covered, because some of the context to explain these things is contained in the notebooks, in the very down-to-earth, in the legitimate literacy. The so-called illiterates of the world, going back to Steem being an open ledger available to everyone, that sentence has to take effect for the Steem blockchain to find its beauty. An extent to where even a person without any level of literacy by world standard is able to shine on the blockchain. That is what will make the Steem blockchain enter the ranks of great. There are many technologies in the world, and many of them have been replayed on the blockchain. If you say Facebook, there should be a replica of Facebook on the Steem blockchain. If you say Twitter, there's a replica of Twitter on the Steem blockchain. But the world as a whole needs the emanation of down-to-earth innovations. Innovations that, cater to other aspects of humans than is popular. If you're, catering to social experience of and not exactly, not exactly in the innovation itself, but in the tenets or the paradigms guarding the innovation. So it's possible to have a Facebook that caters to everyone. It's possible to have a Facebook where the term abuse, or where people are not just blocked, where people are um, where there are no black or white lists, where things like forgiveness can hold sway, where the panel is allowed to have flaws, or if it's an article that is perpetrated to guard matters, it's allowed to have flaws, to where a user can express remorse and be considered or reconsidered to be back as part of the social experience. I'm sorry, I don't know, I'm not in order, but I just want to put it out there. There are some people that will dig, will dig of my disorder to find order. My so-called nonsense will sift of it to find some sense therein. I just had to rush this video, and I'm not in order, but perhaps you'll find some good for my dearth. Dirt is good, as the soap master. Anyway, battery is low now. Your boy Terry once again, and surpassing Google across the internet. I'll do a follow-up video to explain this video better. I'm sorry that I fumbled, but still managed to pay attention. Please subscribe to Uloggers TV on YouTube. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. We're currently approaching 500 subscribers, courtesy of Steemians and Uloggers from around the globe. Please support the channel, subscribe, and support the steemgigs witness as well. That's my witness. It stands for everyone has something to offer. Your boy Terry once again. Stay awesome.